So disc golf sponsorship season is right around the corner. You're gonna start to see a lot of team applications popping up if you're following these disc golf manufacturers. And there's a ton out there. I have an open bag and I bag maybe 7 different manufacturers at least, maybe more. So what I'm gonna do, I wanna check out the big 3. In my opinion, at least when I look at my bag, Innova, Discmania, and Discraft mostly control my molds. So if I have to take only one out, I'm gonna go with Innova first. Let's build an Innova bag and let's see how we do at one of the hardest courses in DFW at Trinity Falls in the gold layout. Let's build it. Time to build a new bag. I'm gonna take out everything that is not Innova. We're gonna build it. I'm going with the Innova. It's like a little straight putter. I got an R Pro Pig. I've got an Innova Toro, of course. It's gonna replace the Zone. Got a DX Rock and a Mako 3. Pretty similar flights. I'm just testing them out. And I also have the J, which is basically the MD3. Got a Color Glow Champion pinned F2 T-Bird that's been really fun to throw. Champion Metal Flake Roadrunner. A couple Firebirds coming up. I got a beat up Sexton. You would not believe it if you saw that Firebird fly. A brand new one. I got my flat top Firebird and a real beefy backhand only Firebird for myself. 21 Halo Wraith. We've got a very flippy Destroyer, just normal Star Destroyer. Champion Metal Flake with my custom double stamp on it. Destroyer. We're going to see how that flies today. This is my water disc. This is an F2 21 and another F2 21, except this guy is a monster. So let's get out there and throw these discs. Welcome to the woods at Trinity. I'm going to be showing you what I'm throwing in this top left-hand side. You'll see all the discs. You'll see the distances, the pars. But let's talk about these Innova discs. I normally go Discmania PD off the tee. Kind of liked the Firebird, how it crashed so hard at the end there. So interesting. And the AVRs I'm putting with, really glidey. I normally putt with Prodigy PA3s, which they're really good inside circle. Maybe not so great outside of circle. That's my own opinion. I think the AVRs are actually helping me make some longer putts where they just glide a little bit more. Like maybe the PA3 would have gone in, but I'm just really liking the AVRs right now. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep them in the bag. This one, I think if I wasn't throwing a Halo Destroyer on this tee, I would probably be nervous. But I pretty much, this disc is dialed in. I know exactly which tree to aim for, how much hyzer, how hard to throw it, and I pretty much land the middle of this green every time. So we had a little edge of circle putt. So we got for an eagle, I'm gonna count this as a par 4. Sometimes it's 3, sometimes it's a 4. And then tight tunnel shot. This is my normal play off the tee. I have 4 Firebirds in the bag. I do think, and this is a flat top, I think I could get away with a Raptor or an FD3. Like, I think this mold here, there's just so many good options to pick from that I feel like they're kind of interchangeable personally. You just kind of get to know the disc and you'll be fine if you ever have to switch. I think this is the one slot in my bag that I use the most. I'm just more comfortable with Firebirds, use them for a long time, and that one was parked. It's a great shot there with a flat top. That's my wife. Let her pick out a couple discs I was throwing today. This is a Halo Champ Roadrunner. It's a really flippy one, but I'm really enjoying throwing the Roadrunner. I don't like flippier discs. But one thing I did notice here, my shoulder angle was like pointed down. And that is a struggle for me sometimes when I'm throwing hyzers. But luckily, I have videos now where I can see what I'm doing wrong. We actually almost threw the pig in there. It's a disc that I don't think my first custom stamp I ever ran. We almost made that one hit off the front of the cage there. And then this is like a very tricky tee shot. You have to throw a hyzer flip here down this little tunnel and ended up catching the tree. And this is where I would normally throw a P3X from Discmania. I think it's the first time I stepped up and kind of wished I had a different disc in hand. Or I guess maybe I would have probably tried the Berg on the left-hand side instead. I think the Berg definitely is one of those where I don't know how I could live without a Berg. And this is a normal PD shot for me. Going with that newer 21 Sexton Firebird. That is almost an ace. Would have been pretty fun to pull that off. It's a little tap in there on that pretty tough tee shot. So again, probably would go P3X. I want a DX Rock here. I've had this one for a couple years. I don't throw it too often. Maybe for very specific turnover shots, but there's just so many discs there. The Melita could have been interesting as well. Maybe the P3X from Discmania, what I normally would throw. So again, trying to figure out what am I missing? You know, like I think you can pretty much build a bag with any manufacturer and have pretty similar discs. The hardest part about switching a bag, especially with sponsorship season coming up, is having to go relearn all of your discs over the off season. I think you see it with Pro Tour guys whenever they're switching different bags, different manufacturers. There's always going to be a period of time which they're trying to learn their discs and figure out, you know, which disc is the right disc for each slot. I think that's definitely the hardest part about it, especially switching putters, because putters can take a little bit to finally dial it in. So anyways, a couple thoughts in there. This one probably would have been a perfect Melita shot if I threw it flat, but this is exactly why I like the AVR. It's just unlocking circle 2 bids for me, where I don't have to put so much spin behind it. So I am kind of on the AVR train right now. I'm gonna put the PA3s in the sideline just for now. Just putting well with that $4 used bin find. And it's kind of me. You guys know me as the used bin disc golfer. I don't know how many times I go out on the course and people tell me they always watch the used bin videos, or I go to Replay Sports and they're saying, hey, I just watched your video you uploaded today. So I'm like, hey, that's cool. But I also like playing disc golf. I like throwing discs really far across this pond. This is one of my favorite holes. You get to go over 2 times. This disc here is a disc I would not have put in the bag unless I had put this in of only round together. Okay. It's a Champion Metal Flake Destroyer. And this was my second custom stamp I ran a couple years ago. And that thing is working well. You'll see on the last hole as well, I use it twice. And that Toro is a Protostar Toro. It's a used bin find. I think it's up on my website, ConKennyDiscGolf.com as well. It's pretty beat in. It's pretty straight for a Toro. It's not like your crazy overstable Toros. So that one I could see is really comparable to the Z-Zone that I currently bag. I definitely miss that rainbow dye Z-Zone that I normally throw. That one's hard to replace. So the Toro's okay, but personally, I think the Zone is better. I really do. And then this is that Destroyer again. I threw it on just a baby Anheuser, and it just kind of started flexing out and almost worked out for me. Got up to the pin there, but I had a little snake friend chilling right in front of my disc. We'll get a little replay on that. This is why I call this the snakes at Trinity. I cannot tell you how many snakes I see here, at least one per round. I was going for another long C2 bid just in front, but it's giving me a lot of confidence that I can leave it pretty close. It's got a lot of glide. And then maybe this is the last tee shot that I would normally throw a PD2. But I did find this used bin 21 F2 from Innova, which it's got the same flight. It's got a nice pop top on it. But I definitely prefer my Innova made Discmania PD2. It is so good. But talking about so good is this Champ Metal Flake Destroyer that I put in the bag today that is going to make the bag. So that was probably 500 off the tee, and then we've got about 450, 460 left. And so this one, throwing a little uphill because you've got this, you know, big hill where the tee is, or the pin is located, and we ended up going to just edge of circle, and this would be for an eagle to end the round. I was super happy with this. I learned a lot about my game. I definitely missed my Berg, my Zone, my P3X, PD, and PD2. That's kind of what I got out of this one. What do you guys think?